In Washington, D.C., 1965, Bernard is warned to be careful. They want to make an example of him. As he prepares to testify before a committee, his story begins in Texas, 1939. Young Bernard shines shoes outside a bank, eavesdropping on clients discussing finances and real estate. He records their conversations in a notebook. One day, he tries to listen through a bank window but is caught by a police officer. He escapes, though the officer vows to inform his father. That night, Bernard's father scolds him for spying on white people, warning him that black men have been lynched for less. Still, he acknowledges Bernard's intelligence, but reminds him that white men won't allow a black man to make money. Bernard insists he'll be rich one day. By 1954 in Los Angeles, Bernard is married to Eunice and has a son. During a family visit, Eunice's uncle suggests Bernard work at an aircraft company that hires black men, but Bernard declines. He's focused on real estate. He dreams of owning rental property, but the uncle criticizes him for not having a steady job. Eunice defends Bernard, calling him a genius. Later, Bernard inspects buildings in white neighborhoods, checking their condition and prices. He tells Eunice he's found a promising building but they'll have no money left for renovations. They need a co-investor. Eunice introduces him to Joe, her former employer. Joe's jokey demeanor turns Bernard off, and they leave without pitching the idea, though they witness a visit from the governor, Joe's friend. Later, Bernard meets Patrick, the building's owner, and asks him for a $10,000 renovation loan after purchase. Patrick declines, but Bernard corrects his flawed calculations, impressing him. Still, Patrick refuses, until he learns Bernard used his name to meet banker Reed. Patrick, appreciating unconventional approaches, agrees to guarantee Bernard's loan. With the funds secured, Bernard, Tony, Eunice's cousin, and Matt, Tony's friend, begin renovations. A tenant reports them for being black in a white neighborhood, but Bernard shows ownership papers, and the cops leave. Once renovations are complete, the building quickly fills with black tenants. Impressed, Patrick proposes a partnership. Bernard selects properties, Patrick handles appearances. They agree on a 50-50 split. Their business flourishes. Tony and Matt handle renovations, and Eunice designs interiors. Bernard surprises Eunice with a mansion, revealing it's their new home. Tragedy strikes when Patrick dies. His wife offers Bernard just 25% of the money, ignoring their agreement since Bernard's name isn't on any documents. Lacking evidence, Bernard considers alternatives. After being rebuffed by Reed at the bank, Bernard proposes buying the entire building that banks rent space in, forcing them to give loans. Joe is skeptical no one will sell to black men. So, they enlist Matt as the face of their operation. Initially hesitant, Matt changes his mind after waitress Susie, impressed by his ambitions, encourages him. Matt learns golf and business etiquette to blend into wealthy circles. He impresses banker Donald, who agrees to lend $2 million. The team targets Charles, the building's owner, and uses Matt's refined image to secure a meeting. After intense training, Matt lands the deal for $1.56 million. They celebrate, remodel the office, and secure loans for more properties. Soon, the trio dominates the real estate market. Matt marries Susie. In 1963, they meet the vice president. Back in Texas, Bernard visits his father, who expresses pride. At the bank where Bernard once listened through windows, he gets the idea to buy it. Joe objects. It's risky and black ownership will face backlash. Bernard insists there's an untapped market, black clients who are denied loans. Eventually, Donald helps them buy the bank, keeping former owner Robert as a 20% stakeholder. Bernard spreads word among the black community, urging secrecy. The bank prospers, until Robert notices Matt's surge in loans and starts investigating. He follows Matt and secretly photographs meetings with Bernard. Robert warns them, Treasury agents are inspecting the bank due to anonymous complaints about unsafe loans. To hide risky loans, Matt suggests buying a second, smaller bank to spread the numbers. Joe and Bernard resist, but Matt threatens to walk unless he becomes a partner. Reluctantly, they agree. Matt buys the second bank. Eunice monitors operations, disguised as a cleaner. Racist graffiti appears, tensions rise. White clients withdraw money, suspecting NAACP involvement. Joe and Bernard's suspect Robert planted the rumors. An audit reveals bookkeeping errors. Matt confesses he used Robert's lawyer. Now facing a $300,000 penalty, Bernard and Joe abandon Matt, saying the smaller bank was his responsibility. Matt secretly sells the bad loans to Donald's bank, prompting fury from Bernard and Joe. This is fraud. Treasury agents arrive and shut the bank down. Bernard and Joe are arrested. Later, their lawyer reveals state charges were dropped, but federal ones remain. A senator hopes to use the case to push new banking laws. Meanwhile, Matt is offered a deal: testify against Bernard and Joe to avoid prison. He claims in court that they manipulated him. Bernard faces a choice: admit to using banking loopholes to gain immunity or risk prison. He tells Eunice he doesn't want to betray the cause of racial equity. She supports him either way. In court, Bernard gives a powerful testimony, rejecting immunity. He declares that if a man can't get a loan, he can't pursue the American dream. Bernard and Joe are sentenced to 3 years and lose all properties, except one under Eunice's name. Robert buys the bank cheaply. After prison, the two laugh as they reveal that Matt warned them beforehand he'd face 50 years otherwise. In return, he secretly bought them homes in the Bahamas. In 1968, Congress passes the Fair Housing Act, outlawing discrimination in housing based on race, religion, or gender, thanks in part to Bernard and Joe's courageous testimony.